What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to share with you a video with some tips that's going to help you grow your estate agency business. So if you're UK estate agency, if you're anywhere else in the world, real estate, realtor, but that's what we're going to do today. So, you could be just new and you're trying to launch your own business, self-employed, or just, as a branch or whatever, and you're looking for ways to build that brand awareness, get that trust and authority, and get more leads. So if you're a new business, this is going to help. If you're already established and you're looking for new ways to grow your business, engage with your audiences, and just basically build that authority in your area and stuff, again, this is going to help. It's also going to help agents that are thinking, they may have moved. Maybe they had a business, they had brand awareness, and they're established in a particular area, but for whatever reasons, they've had to move country or move town or city, and so it's almost like they're back to square one. These tips are going to help you too. So basically, if you're an estate agent and you're looking to grow your business, launch your business, expand your territories, whatever, move location, I've hopefully got some cool tips here that are going to help you using digital marketing. Okay, so before I start, I appreciate most people don't really know who I am. So a little intro about me. My name's Paul Neal. I have worked helping estate agents generate leads through digital marketing and traditional marketing since 2018. I say this business here, estate agency marketing, was launched then. I've also worked with Keller Williams here in the UK and EXP. I worked at EXP for 5.5 years, helping estate agents leave their jobs, come into EXP as a self-employed agent, sort of holding their hands a little bit, getting them set up with their digital marketing channels, getting them set up with their microsites and stuff, and then showing them tips and things of how they can grow their business. And as a result, EXP is very close to hitting 1,000 agents as of from the date of this recording. So I've literally spoke to hundreds, thousands of agents, both through Keller Williams and EXP, plus through my client, plus through attending industry events and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of like that's my jam, basically helping estate agents with a digital marketing. Okay, and so obviously that's the bread and butter. I charge people a monthly fee to sort of to do it, but at the same time, I actually really enjoy just doing this sort of content. So if this is helpful, I would really appreciate it if you would support me just by liking the post and subscribing to get more of this content. I'm not monetizing this channel. I don't care about that. Just want to reach people and help them, help the agents with this sort of business and stuff. And hopefully, as a result of that, you might reach out to me one day. Who knows? Okay, so that's basically it. I've got a little list here to the right. So if you ever see me hover over to the right, it's because I'm just checking my notes. But basically, we're going to be talking about websites, content marketing, Google business, Bing business, AI search, that kind of stuff. The importance of reviews, local PR, and then I've got a couple of tools that I can share with you at the end as well. So let's start with the website. Okay, so the foundational build of a website is what I call it. You're going to have the home page, which is going to be talking about you and a general sort of about who you are, what you do, and where you do it. Okay, the 3 W's. Okay, so who you are. I'm Paul Neal. So let's just call it Paul Neal's Estate Agents. Okay, so I'm Paul from Paul Neal's Estate Agents. I cover as an umbrella location, argument's sake, my hometown, Woking, which is in Surrey, just south of London. So that's my umbrella location, but I do additional areas too. And these will be little towns and villages on the outskirts of Woking, which is my umbrella location. That's how it works if you cover a small town like Woking. If you cover a city, okay, let's say London, you probably don't want to cover the whole of London as your estate agency because it'll take you 2 hours to get from West London to East London, for example. So you might just want to cover Twickenham, Okay, a local estate agent covering Twickenham and the surrounding areas, and the surrounding areas to Twickenham would be places like Richmond and other places around Twickenham. Okay, you kind of get my point. So the homepage is basically saying I predominantly cover Twickenham, but I also cover the surrounding areas. Okay, and the services, you just basically break down the services that you provide. It could be sales, lettings, property marketing, expert negotiations, free valuations. You might do stuff with auctions, and you might do professional videography and drone footage and stuff that might be deserving its own sort of section with the services and stuff. The homepage is just basically, in a nutshell, who you are, what you do, where you do it. Okay, that's the homepage. Additionally, then you might want to have testimonials, linked to recent or featured listings, sales and lettings listings. You might want to have recent blog posts and stuff like that. Maybe even a meet the team section. Okay, that's your homepage. The other pages, I mean, you might also on your website have things like about us and other things like that. They're not really money making pages. The money making pages is the homepage, the drop down of the services, and the drop down of the locations. And this will all become clear shortly. Okay, so that's the homepage. With the services, you want to have a separate service page for each service you provide. Okay, don't just have one service page and you've got a little section about sales, lettings, and so on. You're wasting opportunities here. Okay, have a drop down under services. It goes, Twickenham property sales, Twickenham rentals, Twickenham property marketing, negotiations, valuations, viewings, auctions, home staging, whatever you do. Okay, have a separate page for each one and fill it out. Okay, make sure you're talking a lot about that stuff. I mean, like a minimum 600 words. Ideally 600 to 1,000 would be good. Okay, talking about how you're helping people with their particular services in that location. Okay, now at the bottom of that, you could have additional areas covered. You could actually highlight, we don't just cover Twickenham, we also cover X, Y, and Z, whatever those locations are that you cover. Okay, that's the foundations of the service pages. You just copy that blueprint for each of those. And then when it comes to the location pages, these sub locations, I tend to like doing hybrid sort of pages. So it's sort of like an area guide at top, and then at the bottom it talks about how you're helping people in that particular area. Okay, because people will start entering your website as a result of the area guide. They won't just go into the home page and start navigating through the navigation bar at the top and sort of like click on these things. They will, but you'll find that people will start finding you as a result of your location pages have been popped up on SEO and AI search, things like that. Okay, so how you want to do it for the location is that I tend to have it as an about location. Bear in mind, this isn't the home. This isn't, well, actually, you would also include Twickenham because it's like an area guide thing. So it'll be Twickenham and it'll be all the other areas that you want to cover too. But it'll be like about Twickenham, the local property market in Twickenham, lifestyle, things to do in Twickenham, local amenities. Okay, that kind of like classic sort of area guide type page. At the bottom, it'll be about me or about us as your estate agent, the services that we provide, how we're helping people in Twickenham sell, let, buy property, whatever it is that you do. Okay, and that is it. Now, once you've got the homepage, you've got the service pages, and you've got the location pages, you want to be internally linking them. Okay, all that means is maybe at the bottom of the service pages, you've got a little section on the site which is like additional services that we cover, and then it's got a link to a little graphic for each of those services, and if they click the graphic, it takes them to that page. That's a link. Okay, so each service page will now have a section which is linking to each of the services, and then below that you can have areas covered, and you can have the same thing, little graphics. You've got a little thumbnail graphic of the high street of this town and this town and this village and so on, and then they can click in it and they can easily get sent to those particular pages. It's internal linking. Okay, so you want those sort of blocks with the graphics and links to services and locations at the bottom of each of your service pages, and also at the bottom of each of your location pages. This is not internal linking. I mean, Google bots, Bing bots, AI bots, all these other bots can easily just navigate through all of your site and be like, I understand what these people do. I understand this website, okay? And again, on the home page, you've already going to be talking at some point about areas covered and service provided. So you can just have a link going from each of those services, each of those location bits that you're covering on the home page and linking them to those particular pages. So everything's just nicely linked now. Okay, that's what I mean about internal linking. So that's basically the basics of building that website. Once that's done, the foundations of it, you get yourself a list of blogs. Okay, and you can use AI to help you with this. You can put in a prompt and AI basically like, I run a local estate agency business called agency name. Here's a little bio about ourselves. Here's a list of the services we cover. Here's a list of our core market and additional areas that we cover. Please provide me with a comprehensive list of 100, 150 blog posts that's going to help support the local SEO for each of these pages I've just mentioned, services and locations. And at least you come up with a list, okay? Just a list, right? You can start working through that list. Now, each time, let's say you're writing a blog post and it's about property marketing, that blog will then have a link going to your landing page for property marketing. If you've got a blog that's talking about a specific area, one of those sub-locations, somewhere on that blog, you'll have a link taking people and taking bots and stuff to that specific location page, okay? AI is very good at writing content, but you don't want to just copy and paste it and put it out. I tend to use Grammarly. I use Grammarly to make sure it's spelt correctly for English. Most of my clients are English. I do have a lot of US. I have some US clients, and so I just fiddle around with the settings on Grammarly to make sure that it's spelled correctly. But once you've done all of that on Grammarly, you've then got this thing called Palgorithm. I think it's pronounced Palgorithm, and so that allows you to make sure that your content isn't similar to other content on the web, okay? And then it gives you suggestions on how you can reword it and stuff, so it's more unique, okay? This is really important. A lot of agents here in the UK, at least anyway, they'll buy blog content from people, and sometimes, I think it's getting better now, but sometimes these blogs are very similar to the other blogs that other clients, other agents have purchased, if that makes sense, okay? So it might, maybe they've made a few tweaks with the title. They might change the name of the town or the city, and they might have made a few tweaks, but predominantly a lot of the content is the same. It's not going to, you want it to rank and be respected by Google, Bing, and AI, okay? Because if they respect that page, it's going to rank. And also, if it's ranking and then it's linking back to your core foundational page, be it a service page or a location page, then it's going to help that page rank, okay? So all you're doing now, it's just you're building a web within the site of the foundational pages and the supporting blog posts that's just feeding each other through these webs of links and stuff, okay? And that builds that authority of your website, okay? It shows these bots being Google AI that you're a trusted website for people wanting to sell, let, buy property in these locations, okay? That's all it's doing. Now, all the work you do in the website, everyone will say, but the traffic on websites has reduced now. It's all about AI and it's all about the map packs and stuff, and that is true. I'm not denying that. But all the work that you put onto the website will feed into your Google Map Pack and your Bing Map Pack, okay? So when someone's on their mobile phone having a coffee at night, going to stage it near me, free home valuation, or like tips to market my Woking home or Woking home, something like that, it's going to start giving you the content because you're the local agent or blogger near them with this content, and Google, Bing, and AI trust you, so they're going to start seeing your content, okay? So that increases the visibility. Now, I have got a link, a screenshot of a reach, which I'll share with you now quickly. Just bear with me, because you might find this useful. This is an example. This is a map pack, Google Map Pack, Google Business. This is a tool I use to audit competitors, audit clients and stuff like that when I do my monthly reports and things. But this is a gentleman based in Cobham in Surrey, in the UK. It's a great market. It's also a busy market, and where it's in green, that's where this client is in the top 3 of the map pack. So when someone goes on their phone and searches for like estate agent near me, they're in the top 3. You can see a lot of it's 1s and 2s and probably a few 3s there as well. That means he's in the top 3 when someone's searching on their mobile phone for a estate agent near me. Okay, where it's red, there's work to be done, but a lot of that is because it's just a bit too far from where he is, and he's starting to now have to compete with other agencies that are in the area. So in the north part of Cobham there, you're starting to hit I don't know where it is, but it's like part of like Esher and Hersham. You get into a very populated area there. There's a lot of other estate agents to tackle. And then in the southeast, where you got the 10s and 18s and 14s, he's now starting to border in with Fetcham, where there's just happens to be other estate agents there. So proximity is a big issue. It's something you've got to deal with. But in the core market, where he's working, he's doing really well. Okay, now this is the reason why he's got these results is because all that work has happened on his website. Like I said, you've got those foundational pages, you've got all that internal linking, you then got those blogs feeding each other. Okay, and as a result of that, Google Map, Bing Map sees this and be like, these are a trusted website. Okay, that's one part of it. It's a big factor of it. Okay, and so as a result of that, you then get this visibility on Google and Bing on the map packs. Okay, now just to tell you now, this is still a big lead gen source for all my clients. Okay, AI is the buzzword at the minute, and quite rightfully. But people will go on their mobile phone. For example, if someone goes onto Google and searches, estate agent near me, estate agent, Google's going to know where you're based because you're on your mobile phone, and it's going to give you this here. Okay, if you had to go onto Google AI, Google Overview, and search for estate agent near me, Google's going to scrape that information from the map pack. So if you're ranking well on Google Map Pack, then you're going to be let's put this back so I can talk to you properly. If you're ranking well on Google Map Pack, then you're going to be ranking well. Then you're in the fight to be ranking well on Google Overview, Google AI. Okay, and if you're ranking well on Bing, which is worked the same way as Google with the Map Pack, if you're ranking well on Bing Business, then you're going to be ranking well on ChatGPT. Okay, so the content really does massively help you to rank on the map packs. Okay, additionally, you want to make sure that those two map business for Bing and Google business for profile for Google, you want to make sure that they're all set up correctly. And I could do another video for that. You can search on YouTube to find that, but make sure it's all set up correctly. Okay, to help that even further, to help you rank even further on those map packs, the two main things, well, three things actually, three other things that you can do as well as all that work you've done on the website. Okay, and I'll try and do it in order, my opinion of what the order is. From most important to the least important, I suppose. They're all important though. I would say reviews. Get as many reviews as possible. Okay, now Bing is able to copy all that stuff that you've got on Google. Okay, so if you get just try and get all your reviews onto Google, Bing will just copy it. It's fine. Okay, so get everyone to leave reviews on Google and just constantly the daily thing. How can I get another review? Is there anyone I can chase? Have I done anything recently for a local business or a local charity or a local business networking event or wherever you attended? Is there any way I can try and get a review from one of them? Can I try and get, is there anyone that I did some work with selling their property or helping them buy a property or let their rental or something like that hasn't said to leave a review but they haven't yet? Can I chase them, kind of thing? Okay, reviews. Okay, that's a key factor, because although you're an estate agent or a real estate agent, in the eyes of Google, you are marketing. You're into marketing. You're trying to get ranking and stuff like that. And so they're going to trust you because your website's built properly and your Google business and Bing business is built correctly and stuff. So they are going to trust you, but they're always going to trust a review from a customer outside of your business more. Okay, to get them to leave reviews. And as a bonus to that, if you've got a good rapport with this particular client who's leaving you the review, say to them, is there any chance you can just add in a few of those keywords? So like give them a suggestion, just go, Paul did an absolutely brilliant job selling my Woking property. His marketing was excellent. He got it sold within X amount of days. Would highly recommend him. for anyone looking help with the sale of their home, something like that. So you've got selling, woking, marketing. You've got some keywords in there, okay, and try and get in the habit of doing that as well. For others, try, like, send them a suggestion. It always helps. Okay, so the reviews. The next one is citations or business directories. You might call it business directories. Okay, so in the UK, you've got hundreds. Okay, but just to name a few on the top of my head: Yelp, Yell, 192, Small Business Index, I think they call themselves. Apple Maps, sorry. Obviously Google Maps is a citation. So get 30, 50 UK business directories and actually search to see if there's any business directories close to your town, city. There might be some right next to you that just focus on promoting businesses in your area. To get onto those, but then get onto the national ones as well. Okay. Now, the way that you would have built your Google business and Bing business, you'd have a title, you'd have a telephone number, address, an email address, a website, a description. Keep that the same everywhere. They call it NAP, name, address, phone number. Okay, because what Google bots, AI bots, Bing bots are basically computers, and if they're scrolling the internet and they're going, right, Paul Neal estate agents based in Woking at X address and blah blah blah, if they're seeing that in trusted UK directories, all the same information, same address, same phone number, all that same descriptions, or you can tweak the descriptions if you want, then it's just more trust signals. They're like, okay, this business is established. It's growing with the reviews. It's picking up 2 or 3 reviews each month. These citations are starting to come into the business. It's all very clear. It's all the same. It's nice and tidy. The computers or these bots can understand it and stuff. Really, really powerful stuff for local SEO. And the final one is the posting. Like I said, I'll give you 3 most important factors to help you rank with a map pack. The other one is posting. So do 100% post blogs on your website. Okay. It's going to help you with the SEO. It's going to help you build that presence with your Google map and your Bing map. But then if you're then also doing these blogs and you're sharing the blogs onto the update section on these map accounts, then you're adding more content, more keywords, more keyword counts and stuff to your page. So if you've got posts that have been going onto your map pack talking about your expertise in property sales and property marketing, because you're doing, you've got that list from AI about all these supporting blog content to support each one of them and stuff, and then you post it on your website, and then you post maybe the first 2 or 3 paragraphs on the update on Google Map, for example, and then a learn more with a link to the website. You're adding more keyword count to the map pack stuff. It makes you more powerful. You've got an active map pack. You've got loads of blogs talking about different things to do with property marketing and property sales and property negotiations and market updates and strategies and predictions for next year and all this sort of stuff. You've got a powerful website. Now, a lot of agents, all this stuff I've just told you about your website and your map packs, most agents don't do this. Okay, they'll have a website. They'll go, yeah, look, we cover Woking and surrounding areas, meet the team, some blogs that aren't very good, and then listings. Okay, so there's not a lot of content on that site, and that's being fed into Google and to Bing that's talking about Woking, property, sales, marketing, rentals, landlords. You get the point. Okay, you've now got a fat website with all this content. It's all feeding to map packs with Google and Bing, and so you're just everywhere. Okay, and as a result of that, and with the reviews and the citations and stuff, you're set. Okay, and then AI will see this, and then not only will you be ranking well, like I showed you that map a second ago with Google and Bing, but you start ranking well with AI too. Okay, so that is amazing. And don't forget, people get on their phone, on their laptop, and go, estate agent near me. They are people that are looking for an estate agent now. They want an agent today to reach out to. Okay, so that's a hot lead there. Okay, and it's a free lead. All you got to invest is time and a bit of thought, and then it's done. Okay, So that's the website and the Google business stuff. I hope that helps. By the way, if you are enjoying it, please press the like button and subscribe if you want any more of this information. Continuing now, we've got content. So when I'm talking about content here, I'm talking about social media, blogs. I've kind of covered blogs, to be fair, paid ads and direct mail. I know direct mail is not a digital marketing thing, but there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in direct mail. Problem is with direct mail, and something I've just discovered yesterday. I got a client who was doing direct mail. He just stopped it. He didn't really get any leads from it. I know agents that do, by the way. That's why I'm bringing it up. He didn't. He's based in Milton Keynes, which is north of London in the UK. But he is spending £90 a day or £90 a month on postal stamps. And then he's got to invest a day a month or 2 days a month to, print out these letters and, handwrite the addresses and put the stamp on and post it and stuff. I don't know how long it takes. It probably takes a couple of days, isn't it? So he's spending £90 on that a month. And he said for him, it doesn't work. So he's actually going to put that £90 into his Meta ad account, which I'm looking after for him. And he's doing well out of it. And so he's going to invest that £90 into that to increase, he's basically increasing the daily budget, which is going to help get him more leads. Okay. But I do know, that said, I do know clients and just people in the industry that make a damn good living from doing direct mail. So I did want to bring that in. Okay. And at the bottom of the direct mail, you can have a QR code that takes people to the instant valuation tool or to book a one-to-one property consultation, things like that. But do direct mail, okay? And with it, I said that I used to work at EXP. I worked there for 5 years. I'm no longer on their payroll, but I'm very much associated to EXP. I'm actually like their digital marketing supplier. So I help a lot of the agents now, okay? And what they got this direct mail letter called the Magic Letter. It's very plain. It's literally, please give me a call about your property. That's it. There's nothing else on it, okay? Now, if people see that a few times, eventually they're going to be like, okay, let's just call this person. And they're going to call you, okay? So it doesn't guarantee you listings, okay? But it does get that phone call ringing. And if that call's ringing, and if you know that you just each Monday you're putting out whatever 60 of these magic letters out to your people, your slow moving properties in your town and city, you're expecting these phone calls. And so you've got a little script in your head. And once you've done it a few times to these phone calls, it just rolls really quickly. And so it's up to you then to turn that phone call into getting your foot into the door, where you can then start talking about, your USPs and whatever it is that you've got. That's when you guys have got to shine, okay? So direct mail, I just want to bring that in because it is a great one for low-hanging fruit. Social media, blogs, paid ads. So I'm not going to do blogs. We mentioned the blogs, okay? Social media. So there's a thing called the 80-20 rule. And what the 80-20 rule means, one second. Excuse me. What the 80-20 rule means is 80% of your content needs to be engaging, entertaining, offering value and things like that. And then the 20% can be that salesy stuff. Don't just keep putting out content about, get in touch, book a valuation, book a consultation, get an online valuation, whatever it is, and just keep doing that. It's a bit boring, right? So spend 80% of the time engaging. Now, the engaging stuff can be like monthly market updates. It can be, I've got a list of sort of graphics I'll share whilst I'm talking here now when I'm editing this video. But I've got we can do these sort of graphics and just share these out. These are still graphics you can just put out, okay, that talk about market updates and but you can also on top of that you've got testimonials and things. The testimonials are great for your stories. If you haven't put stories out yet on your Facebook and Instagram, testimonials are great for that because stories go out to people that are already following you, okay? Reels, although are great for people that are following you, are also amazing at getting you new followers on Facebook and Instagram, okay? Now, don't be disheartened if you put out content and no one's liked it, okay? It's very true. I probably spent an hour yesterday. I'm ashamed to say it. I probably spent an hour yesterday on Instagram. I went on it for a work thing, and then an hour later, I'm like, wow, I put that down. And I was entertained for an hour watching content. And most of that content is content that I've seen other people, like some comedians and some stuff with football and some funny stuff, basically, you know. But I don't think I liked any one of those posts. Although I had a great time and I appreciated this content, and half that content I knew who it was coming from, I consumed it all. I don't think I did one like that whole time. I was basically doom scrolling, what we call it. So don't be disheartened if we don't like it. People are seeing it, okay? So do the reels, okay? But do if you're not doing stories, make sure you do stories, okay? Little one-liner marketing tips, your testimonials, all that sort of stuff you can easily create using ChatGPT. I'm a local estate agent. Give me 100 one-liner tips that will help my audiences who are looking to sell their property for the best price and as quickly as possible. And it can give you 100 liners, okay? You can turn those into stories, and then each day put out one story on your Instagram and Facebook. And then after 100 days, like, come up with some more stuff, basically, okay? But reels, carousels, still graphics, that's how you're going to find a bigger audience on your socials, okay? And I talk about Facebook and Instagram here, but TikTok's also huge. LinkedIn's good if you're into like investment and landlords and things like that as well. But Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, okay? So carousels you can't do on TikTok. We can definitely do that on Facebook and Instagram. The still graphics, Instagram and Facebook, and then the reels everywhere, okay? And like you did with getting that content ideas for the blogs on AI, you can do something very similar to that. Again with ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT still. That makes me a granddad, I think. I need to move to Claude, but I haven't got time. So when I'm doing these monthly content ideas, suggestion things to my clients and stuff, I've got an AI agent on ChatGPT. I go, give me a list of X amount of social media posts for the month of April, and it give me a list of stuff for sales, lettings, Facebook ad suggestions, and other stuff. And I basically just go through it. I go rubbish. Rest of it's great. Put it onto my content planner, Excel sheet on Google Sheets or whatever, and work through it, basically. And that's what I share to the client, but that's what you can have for you, right? And so you've got this content. Now you can even go, using the content marketing 80-20 rule, please suggest this. And so it's going to come up with 80% of the content is going to be entertaining. Now, when I say entertaining and educational stuff, you posting a property is entertaining. People who are into homes and at some point they're in that funnel of selling their property. They might be putting on the market tomorrow. They might be putting on the market in 16 months time or whatever. They're still there, right? They just haven't yet, they're not quite ready yet, but you've got to nurture them and keep you top of mind, okay? So putting out properties and showing how professional you are with marketing properties and property videos and drone footages and stuff is great. It's entertaining, but it's also showing people that you are, you're great at what you do, okay? So having those listings, primary listings out is great, okay? It's still entertaining, it's still content. But other stuff like market updates, streets of the week, that content suggestions that AI will come up with, just be putting it out and be consistent. Ideally, you want to do a reel in the morning. You want to do a reel early evening, like 6 p.m. or something like that. And then a story in the daytime. That's how I do it. But you can do more if you wish. Another thing you can do is long form content. So you can record YouTube videos like I'm doing here now, where you're just basically just going, here's my market predictions for April for the Woking property market. And you can just spend 10 minutes talking about your predictions and what suggestions you've got for the people. That can go onto your YouTube channel. So again, if someone's searching on Google and stuff, quite often Google will suggest videos. They might not want to read a blog or something. They might get your video instead, and so you'll watch that. And then you have a little subscribe or a little QR code like I've got here that can direct people to your intervaluation tool or book a one-to-one, okay? But once you've got that story, once you've got that long form video, you can actually use AI. Like I use CapCut, but there's others as well. You can use CapCut to find, let's say, 5 or 6 short videos from that 10-minute video you did, and it turns it into like quick sort of 30-60-second things with captions at the bottom of it. You've suddenly now got the long form content you put out on YouTube and Facebook, for example. And then you then got these sort of 5, 6, 7 shorts that you've created using AI that you can then put out for the rest of that week, sort of promoting other parts and keeping yourself top of mind, okay? So that's all part of that 80% Okay, the 20% of that pitchy stuff, the 20% could be, for an example, springs in the air. If anyone lists their property with me this month, they will get a free £50 voucher from the local garden centre. Whatever. Okay. You know, sun's out, starting to warm up. Get list your property with me this month and receive a free £30 voucher at the local wine bar, and it happens to be a garden outside or whatever it is. Okay, things like that. Okay, so it's all good. It's all good. So you got your 80%, and then you got your 20, and the 20. You know, ideally, what you'll be doing is get people to phone you, book a one-to-one, and get an instant valuation, something like that. Okay. Now with the ads, the way I do the ads is I just do lead gen. Well, actually, I tell you, I do two types of ad campaigns for my clients. One is just a quick blast to promote a listing. People might come up to me, client might come up to me and go, here's a listing. Can you make it live for 10 days? Put it on £2 a day, £5 a day, whatever it is, and blast it. Okay. This is really good, by the way. It's good for a few things. One, you can go back to the client and be like, look, this property has been seen by 20,000 people from Meta ads alone, before you even bring in the numbers from Rightmove, Zoopla, On the Market, or whatever property portals you're using. And you go to them and say, it's seen by 20,000 people. We're not getting the offers in. I suggest that we lower it to what I suggested originally, and the market dictates the price, and you got the data to show that. Okay, it's also good for if each time you got a property in the market, you do put in that £2 a day brand awareness type campaign to get the property blitzed to as many people as possible. Meta knows who to hit it to. It's not going to get sent to little kids who are interested in mountain bikes and Roblox or something. It's going to go to people interested, grown-ups interested in property. Okay, and so at the end of the month, if you do that for each of your listing, let's say you listed 3 properties this month, at the end of the month, you can then do a social media post, go, this month we've listed 3 properties, and between the 3 properties, we've reached a combined total of 75,000 views for Meta ads promoting these properties. Okay. Along with that, we're also on Rightmove, Zoopla, and On the Market. And an additional sweetener, you pay us nothing until we get your property sold. Okay. Like, oh wow, okay. Didn't know that. Let's reach you out. Let's reach out to you, because that's pretty sweet. No brainer. Okay, so you can use it as part of that. You can also use these as like leave behinds when you're doing these valuations. You can have a little leave behind, and somewhere there you can have a little A5 type flyer just going stats achieved for the last 3 months, month 1, 2, and 3. How many views on Meta ads and portals and stuff like that. So that's powerful stuff. So yeah, do a little £2 a day, £3, £4, £5 a day promos for your ads is really good. For your properties is really good. But the ads themselves, the lead gen campaigns, I just keep them purely leads. I don't want to mess around with the pixel. I don't want to get too geeky on this here, but you don't want to confuse the pixel. Okay, you're just going to go, I want leads. Okay, you create a lead campaign on Meta. Okay, you suggest, like when you say what are you looking for this campaign, I want leads. Okay, and then each time you update that campaign, I tend to do it monthly. I'll have like so this week on I've taken Friday off, so I think it's Wednesday and Thursday. I'm doing Facebook ads for my clients. Okay, and so it's going to be the April batch of ads. Okay, and then the result is the goal is to get leads, and that's either people filling out the forms, people booking in a one-to-one consultation, or people using the instant valuation tool. It depends on the client, and that's the sort of things I'm going for. And I'm just consistent with that. I want leads. Give me leads. Okay. Now the client to get the best leads from these campaigns are actually the people that are also very actively posting content organically onto their social media. That's why I provide these weekly market things that I'm sharing with you. I think I've done it already. And why I suggest the Excel sheet with the content suggestion type thing, because the more you're doing organically, people are starting to see you as well. And then the ads is basically part of that 20%, reach out to me. Now's a great time to sell. Here's some stats to support that. And then actually later on, I'm going to show you a marketing tool. It's called propertydata.co.uk. It's what I use when I scrape property market information from around the country, around the UK. And I use that data when I'm doing some of these graphics and things for my clients. Okay, the reason why I use property data is it's actually it's cheaper. Basically, there are other companies out there, but it might be £200 per postcode. If I was to have each client I've got up and down the UK and pay that for each of their postcodes to cover, I'd be losing money basically. So I use property data. I think I pay like £40 a month. I've gone up a tier or two, you know. But I will show you that in a bit. It's pretty cool. So I think that's it. The thing with paid ads is you got to leave it. I'm talking about meta ads here mainly. It's basically what I do. Don't be disheartened if you haven't got any leads in the first month. Okay, quite often agents will just go, "Oh, my comfort zone is £5 a month." Okay, fine, that's fine. But you have to give me, or if you're doing it yourself, give yourself a couple of months really, just to let Facebook figure it out and stuff like that. And people need to see your content a bit, and then to go out. Okay, if you're not posting organically, then you're not supporting the ad, because that's going to take longer. If you're not coming up with videos because you're a bit shy and stuff, and you're just coming up with a still graphic, then again, it's going to take longer, because a video of you talking immediately allows people to see you, understand you, and learn and start to like you and trust you and that sort of stuff. A still graphic doesn't do that. Okay, a graphic that you create on Canva with a little profile image or logo on the bottom left or something doesn't do that. It takes longer. Okay, and so you've got better things in mind. And actually, the more you increase, so I've got an investor. He's not an investor. He's got some property developments here in the UK that he's looking for investors for. And so he's got two markets, one in Singapore and one in Turkey. He's looking for investors in those two countries to invest in property developments here in the UK. Now he's doing like £15 a day for both those countries. Okay, and he's killing it. He's killing it. So if you can increase it and don't have you're able to spend more than £5 a day is 150 quid a month, by the way. So if you can do £10 a day, which is £300 a month, you will find that you'll get better leads quicker, and better leads, not crappy leads as well. Okay, so that's content, social media, blog, direct mail, and paid ads. Reviews. So I have mentioned reviews. I said how important it is for getting your map packs for Google and Bing to improve, and how all of that plays an important role in getting you found on AI search. Okay, so we already know that reviews are important. It's also great social proof. So earlier on, I did also mention that, you know, if you're getting reviews, you should put those out as part of your daily story planner. You know, do those little one-liner tip type thing to help people sell their property fast and for the best price, and all those other shout outs that you can do in those stories. But then each time you get a review, add that review to your stories as well, because it's going to hit the people that are already following you or already kind of fans of you, and they'll be like, another review, another great tip on how to prepare the property for a sale and stuff. Well, yeah, I've got to speak to this person. Okay. And then SEO, we've done that. Stories, we've done that. Of retargeting ads. So if you want to do retargeting ads, what a retargeting ad is people that have engaged with your social media. So anyone who's engaged with, you got your ads going out. You're posting organically, and that's reaching a lot of people locally. Bear in mind with the organic stuff, you should also share that on Facebook community groups. That's huge, by the way. So you've got organic content. It's going out Instagram, it's going out to TikTok, it's going out to Facebook, it's going out to Reels, or it's going out to posts, or it's a carousel type thing, what we're doing. But then also share it to your community groups on Facebook too. Okay, so all of this is helping you get engagement organically. Then with the Facebook meta ads, that kind of Facebook and Instagram, that's also getting engagement. People are pausing on their phone temporarily to take note, to watch it, to read it. People might be liking it. People might be clicking the link. People might be clicking the link and then getting sent to a landing page somewhere or something like that. They might look at the property and they might then get sent to the property listing on your website and stuff. What you can do with targeting is that you can retarget anyone who's engaged with any of your content organically or through ads. Anyone who's visited a specific page on your website or any page on your website. Okay, so you can retarget people that have engaged with your social media content organically in ads, and people who have also visited your instant valuation tool but didn't arrive to the thank you page at the end of it. Okay, so anyone who hasn't converted, you can retarget. And a cool thing to do with those retargeting campaigns is testimonials, before and afters, case studies. This stuff's really good for retargeting. Okay, if you want to throw in, let's say you got a £10 budget for your ads, maybe you do £7 or maybe £8 a day lead generation, and then you do £2 a day retargeting. If retargeting those people, okay, something like that. So yeah, that's reviews. PR. Final point, and then I should introduce you to some property data. Final one, PR. So PR is like local cheerleaders, referrals, backlinks, citations, business directories, type thing. We've talked about business directories, haven't we? Cheerleaders are people in your community. The lady that knows everyone at the local school. She's always there picking up her child, but she just needs to know everyone. Okay. I don't. Let's say the local hairdresser, the local florist, your cheerleaders, people that have got contacts all around your town or cities and stuff. Okay, and then you can do something for them. For an example, and this is a story that I did a video last week with a client of mine, Darren Bartlett, and he was the one who brought up cheerleaders. It's something that they used to talk about. Keller Williams actually had a different name for it, but he brought it up. So I like the name cheerleader. I'm sticking with that from now on. But he had this lady, I think it was the one from the lady who knew everyone from the school, okay? But she also, the cheerleader was someone she was the admin of a Facebook community group. So Darren was talking about the importance of sharing your social media content onto local community groups, because it's great. And if you've got good content and it's not salesy, it's that 80% content, people will like it, you're going to start getting your name and build that reputation and build that likability to people in your community. Okay, especially if you share community focused content, which you should do. But he met up with this admin, and now she was attending an event for a local charity. I forget what it was, but he got there and got introduced himself to her because he stalked her basically. He found out that she was attending this local charity event. Okay, had the discussion, said, I'd really like to start posting content onto your Facebook channel, and I'm prepared to give you whatever a month. I can't remember if it was a monthly thing or if it was a fee per sale. I forget now, but in return, and not give it to her, but to give it towards that charity that she was there supporting. So she was like, do it, please. Okay, so suddenly he's now able to promote his business through the content on the community group, and he's got a cheerleader from this lady, because this lady will now talk to all these other parents and stuff at the school and recommend him, because the charity and stuff gets money each time. Okay, now it's the same thing. What other things you can do is, like, let's say each time you do a viewing at a property is trying to sell, you always, every Saturday you're doing viewings at 3 or 4 properties, and so you go to the florist and you buy 3 or 4 bins of flowers. Okay, so each Saturday, the local florist is making 50 quid from you because you're buying these flowers to take to different places to do viewings. Okay, or let's say each time you sell a property, you go to the local restaurant and you get a £50 voucher to give to the new homeowners, to be like, welcome to the area. I appreciate, in the next couple of days it's going to be a bit chaotic. Here's a £50 voucher for the local restaurant, and they'll turn up. Now, these days you don't get much for 50 quid, so they might even spend another 50 quid themselves. That means each time you, as the estate agent, have sold a property, this restaurant's going to be making 100 quid. Okay, so they should also it's in their interest to help you. Okay, so just start thinking about what businesses have you got in your area that you can help, and they can help you and stuff, and it's in their interest for you to be doing well because they do well at the back of it. Okay, these should be your cheerleaders. These are just businesses. Okay, these are cheerleaders, right? Now, that means that they should be referring you to people whenever they get the opportunity, but also ask them to leave you a backlink on their site. So somewhere on their site, just be like, we're proud partners of Paul Neal's estate agents, and a link to your website. That means that you've now got those 30 to 50 business directories, those citations I mentioned, but you've now got 10, 15 local businesses linking their website back to your website. Okay, citations and local links is huge for local SEO. So if you've got those two, like wicked. Okay, that's the business type of cheerleaders, but you can get those personal ones as well, you know, like they just those people that are out of town, just like you can help them a little bit, like the teacher, like the lady tends to school, and like, you know, she's not really getting anything of it, but the charity that she's supporting is something in return, so it's an incentive. She's now a cheerleader too. Okay, to get your cheerleaders, backlinks and stuff like that, you know, that's from that local PR stuff. Like, you know, you give something to them in return. It's like a local school. Let's say you go to the school, right? Maybe you went there as a child. Maybe your child now attends that school. Go to them, okay, and be like, I'm looking to do a deal with you where each time I sell a property in Woking, and just say Woking because you might do another school for another location and stuff. But each time I sell a property in Woking, I want to give you 1%, 1% of the fee I earn for you to put towards school food, lunches, or iPads, or whatever it is that they need it for. Okay, but in return, you want to have a link at the bottom of their website on the footer and a link on their email. Okay, so obviously that means you get the referrals. It means you're very present to the parents that attend, because they see on the newsletter, see on the school website and stuff like that. You also might be able to get some boards up when it comes to the annual sports day and the car boot sales and things like that, to get your boards up, so more brand awareness. But that's all great. But from a backlink point of view, schools are usually like .gov websites. Okay, Google loves a school and a charity website. They just love them. Google and Bing. If Google likes it, Bing likes it. Okay, so if you've got these backlinks coming from a school, right, linking back to your website, saying we're proud partners of Paul Neal's Estate Agents, we're a link to your website, that's a powerful backlink that you've just got there. Okay, and the reason why you ideally want at the footer of your website is that the footer is global along the whole website. That means each page is the same footer, each blog, each newsletter thing that they post on their website, it's on the footer. And so you've now got 500 backlinks from this school. Okay, it's good stuff. Right, that's it for the tips. That's basically how I would do it. If someone came up to me now and said, Paul, I'm looking to grow my business, or I'm looking to move towns, or I'm looking to grow the business, I would audit their site, their business as a whole, and I'd be like, these are the actions you need to take. This is the blueprint. Okay, there's more stuff involved and things like that, but that's like the key things here. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is just this, and I'm not being paid for this or anything. I've just got it open. I'm just going to share it with you what I do. But this is called property data. Now, the cool thing about this is I'm just putting Woking, my hometown. Okay, but I just put in Woking here, like so, Woking, Surrey, search here, like so. This is the data. So this is coming up with 33,566 properties. Okay, that's the area. You can change this. You can go expand area. You can make it smaller. You can drag all this in if you wanted to sort of do stuff. You can make it a circle or a square. Let's just say 2 mile circle, like that. Okay, you do what you want with it. Okay, now when you press generate data, like so, 90 credits remaining. Looks like I need to do another update on it. Okay, they changed the layout of this here a little bit. But what you got here, you got prices, bedrooms, 6 months and stuff. You've got rents. You've just got information, right? You got bedrooms and square feet. So like they've changed all this a little bit, by the way. But so the average, I want sold. Where's that gone? Prices. Am I being blind? Average. Oh, here you go. Okay, it's done. It's here now. Okay. So average for sold, okay, over the last 6 months is 185 to 265. Okay. This is great information for people, right? This has come from local portals, property portals, I mean, Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, and land registry. Okay. So it's giving you asking prices and sold prices on average for a studio, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 beds. Okay. Rents, same sort of deal here. You've got stuff here, long let and HMO, just some information there. So I tend to do prices. Growth is a good one. Yields, if you're into landlords and stuff, yields is good. pricing. So price increase over the last 5 years, which is quite a good one to put on social. Activity. So if you open this one here, you've got average 88 sales per month for sales. Okay. Average days to sell 127. Seller's market, high demand, prices may rise. Okay. But you can use this information. Okay. You can be like, on average, there's 88 properties being sold in and around Woking with an average of 127 days to sell. If you're looking to sell your property quicker, it's important that you work with an agent that truly knows the local market. That's why you should give me a call to discuss X, Y, and Z and some of that. So you can use this information to, one, show that you got your finger on the pulse about the local market and stuff. And you can use it to try and get people to sort of see you as being that local expert and to reach out to you. Okay, so you can use this stuff. Now, earlier on, when I showed you this, like so, you can I tend to screenshot this. Okay, I will go onto I use Google Chrome. Okay, I use this like so. I can capture this, basically just like crop it if I wanted to crop it. Have it so it's like that or something. I can turn it into a post a bit later on. I can just crop that, and that can be a part of my content that I use when I'm going like monthly market update for Woking, something like that, and I can use that. I can zoom in or zoom out and do what I wanted with it, things like that. So that's just that. I'm not it's not an affiliate link or anything like that. I love that tool. I use it all the time. I'm a big fan of it. So yes, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you scan this free guide at the top here, scan that QR code, this is my free guide where basically you've got a ton of content ideas, marketing strategies, and things like that can help you grow your business. You don't have to hire me or someone like me to do it. You can literally watch these videos I put on YouTube. You can download the free guide, do it yourselves. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I would love your support. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.